All right, good evening, everybody. It's May 29th, and I'm doing another episode. So I've got to call it Angrytime with Alf, because I'm pretty sure that's why it's not getting past the screeners at YouTube's. So, Rays are coming on in a little bit, so I'm going to try to make this one a little quick. But give you a little update about what's going on around here. Cherie's still healing up pretty well. She's got another week of being non-weight bearing. So that's good, but not good. She was supposed to come out of her splint and all that stuff and go to weight bearing for a little while. But the doc's going to be out of town on the day that he was supposed to originally take her splint off. So they rescheduled it and pushed it back another week. So she's got another week of being on the knee scooter. So she gets to be Tony Hawk for a little while longer. Buddy's doing a really good job of healing up. His appetite's back. So, and he's playing more. So he's chilling out over there right now. So, the prednisone seems to be working pretty good for him. And the pain meds and all that stuff, muscle relaxers are helping. So that's good. But he's been a little constipated. Not constipated, but his turds are a little more solid than normal, and he's having a little difficulty pushing them out. But it serves him right for all those times that he comes up and cold nose bumps me behind the knee when I'm wearing shorts, which is 99% of the time. But other than that, nothing else new going on around the Casa Horn. But I'm pretty sure I'm trying to kill a little time, because I think you've got to go a certain number of minutes before you can start cursing on YouTube, or they'll flag it as being inappropriate, blah, blah, blah. So trying to watch my timer, because I think I figured out how to do all this stuff on my phone with the gimbal, and I'm getting a little more savvy with this techno shit. But I'm still not going to edit the videos and try to cut them down or all that, because I don't give a damn about it. But still trolling on Facebook as usual, which I'm having a good time doing that, because I can. Been getting a little more involved with the HOA here. Not that I want to be on the board, because I certainly don't want to be on the board. But there's people in the neighborhood that want to change some of the CCRs and the rules and regulations, and I do too. I want to get rid of a lot of them, and there's a lot of people that want to get rid of a lot of them. And not like there's a lot that it's a pretty tame HOA, but they want to get rid of stuff like not being able to have basketball goals in your driveway, which, I could give a shit about that. If you got kids, let them play basketball. I don't really care. But I've been pretty vocal about that on the Facebook page that we have for the neighborhood. Pretty much the current board wants to boil it down to, if you have stuff that you need parked in the backyard, like a boat or an RV, put it in behind the fence and keep your grass cut. And that's about it. And I'm pretty much on board with that. I don't want anybody telling me what I can and can't do with my property, unlike some people down in Holly by the Sea, where that homeowners association has lost its fucking mind. It's one of the reasons I bought up here. So I like living in Chumuckla. I kind of miss the gunships. So that was my white noise at night. But I don't miss the traffic down in the south end of the county. I like it. It's kind of quiet up here. So, although I do have the little airstrip that's right next to me that the pilot flies out of every once in a while. So I do get to hear the prop planes, but I do miss hearing the gunships flying at night. I don't miss the calls about them, but I do miss hearing the gunships. So, on to the shit that pissed me off this week. First thing was I was watching the news, and they were prattling on about the high prices of gas, which are still not as high as they were under the previous administration. But they had one of their experts on, and they were saying about how you could conserve fuel in the current economy. And one of the ways was by driving 10 miles an hour under the speed limit everywhere you go. And I just couldn't help but think that that is a fucking horrible idea. You know, anybody that's ever gotten on interstate, if you go 10 miles an hour, if you go the speed limit on interstate, you're going to get run over. But much less 10 miles an hour under the speed limit. And people don't get out of the left lane when they're doing the speed limit for people who want to go faster than the speed limit, which I know is technically illegal, but people do it anyway. And we all know they do it. You know, hell, they do it on a 4-lane road that's not the interstate. Hell, they do it on a 2-lane road that's not the interstate. You know, which is your prerogative. If you want to speed, by all means, roll the dice, take your chances. But to go 10 miles an hour under the speed limit is the most ridiculous thing I've heard in a long time. Well, not the most ridiculous thing. I'll get to that later. And then one of the other things was if you're going to be sitting at idle for more than 60 seconds, turn your car off. I'm in Northwest fucking Florida. I'm not turning my fucking car off in July. You know, that ain't going to fucking happen. That's why I don't like that start-stop feature. I turn that shit off every time I get in my car. And I wish there was a way I could turn it off permanently, but I haven't figured that out yet. So, I may need to hit the YouTubes later. But, that's another stupid feature on a car. Kind of like the optional turn signals that people forget that they have. You know, because it's an optional extra on some people's cars because they don't know how to fucking use that shit either. What was the other thing? There was something else that they said that you could do. Oh, paying cash at the gas pump because you get a discount. Some stations offer a discount for paying cash. Like, people carry cash nowadays. I carry some cash on me, but I don't carry it to pay cash. I get a discount for being a Walmart Plus member. Not that I'm advertising for Walmart Plus, but I get 10 cents off a gallon. So that helps. There's other gas stations that offer similar. Circle K, if you're a member there, you get 5 cents off a gallon or 3 cents off a gallon. Except for whenever they do that 40 cents off a gallon horse shit that I tried because I got a membership there, and for whatever reason it didn't go through, so that pissed me off. They did that shit last month, and I think Channel 3 News did a story about it. But I was there during the prescribed time, and I didn't get no damn 40 cents off a gallon, so I won't be going back to them for any fuel. Well, I have to, because I have to get my non-ethanol fuel from them to be able to run my mower and my weed eaters. Or the weed eater and the edger and whatever fucking other equipment I got to have to maintain the property for the homeowners association so it doesn't look unkempt. Well, I don't landscape, I cut grass. But then we'll go with the elephant in the room for the week. The Palm Bay County, was it? Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. Boy, did their deputy step on his dick in a fucking huge way. When he wrote a ticket to that one-armed woman for holding the phone in her right hand, when Stevie fucking Wonder could see that she didn't have a right hand after she held her nub up. That was all fucking ego on his part. Because he's a fucking, it's either ego or he's got the observational skills of a fucking potato. And quite frankly, I think she's got a good lawsuit if she really wanted to. I would push the fucking issue if I were her. I would damn sure push the issue. Because that guy's a fucking moron. I don't know what the repercussions are going to be with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office for him. But at the very minimum, he needs to go back to basic investigative skills 101. And possibly go to a fucking eye doctor because he can't fucking see. Because that blew my fucking mind. But anyway, trying to think of the other shit that pissed me off this week. That's why I started taking notes. Oh, Oregon. Oregon's getting ready to try to outlaw or completely ban hunting, fishing, and killing of livestock for food. They've got like 28,000 signatures on some shit to put it on the ballot to vote to end hunting and fishing, which is a terrible idea. Not only does it violate everyone's fucking rights, but it's a fucking horrible idea for the people that live there. It's a horrible idea for the wildlife, and I'm not an expert. This is all my opinion. But if you don't have apex predators to keep the deer population in check, you're going to have a shitload of deer. They're going to be wandering into your roadways, and then you're going to start having a shitload of car accidents because you're going to be mowing down a shitload of deer. So, unless they're going to be bringing in more, I don't know, wolves or panthers or mountain lions or whatever the fuck you want to call them, they're going to have an overpopulation of deer in 5 to 10 years, if that goes through. And that's just stupid. That doesn't make any sense at all. But it's fucking Ohio, or not? I'm sorry, not Ohio. It's Oregon, the bastion of the libtards. And that's ridiculous. That's the other dumbest thing that I've heard this week. To ban hunting, fishing, and killing of livestock is to label it all under animal abuse. That's the vegans and PETA getting involved in that shit. So that's another good idea fairy jumping in when they don't have any clue as to what they're fucking talking about. They just want to push an agenda or push their fucking good idea that they think is a good idea without doing any kind of research at all whatsoever, under the guise of think of the animals. They're just swap animals for children, and it's the same mantra. Think of the children, think of the animals, we're saving the animals. No, you're getting ready to fuck up your ecosystem is what you're getting ready to do. Because you can't bring in wolves, you can't bring in mountain lions, or panthers, jaguars, or jackalopes, or whatever. Because if you do, then they're going to start interacting with humans, and then they're going to be all pissed off because the apex predators are picking off fucking humans too. Maybe that's not a bad idea. I think, in that case, fuck it. Send them grizzly bears. Yeah, didn't that one dude get eaten by a fucking grizzly because he went off the fucking rails thinking he was one with the grizzlies and could talk to them and all that shit? He turned out to be bear shit. Then you've got the CIA dude. That's been in the news the last couple of days. With like $40 fucking million worth of gold in his house. $40 fucking million. And that doesn't even really surprise me. What surprises me is, and maybe it doesn't, but for 20 fucking years, 2 decades, he lied about his credentials of being like a Navy pilot to the Central Intelligence Agency. I thought that the Central Intelligence Agency was supposed to have a pretty good vetting process. Aren't they supposed to have like all the technology and all the shit to be able to do a thorough background check on people? You know, and I know when I got my clearance in the fucking Army, they did a pretty good fucking, came back to pace and did a pretty good dig on me. But they couldn't verify this guy was a fucking pilot in the Navy or not. And then they just gave him access to $40 fucking million in gold fucking bars that he had in his house. $40 fucking million. And what did they call it? Alternative funding. He was using it for alternative funding. Now, that's a euphemism. I know. He was using it to fucking barter and get fucking secrets from somebody. But alternative funding. Couldn't pay cash for it, so they're going to use that. I wonder if other agencies use shit for alternative funding. Like if they don't have fucking money for something, do they go get money from something else or use another item to make up for their lack of money to be able to do something? I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but it's $40 fucking million in gold. I wonder if he had to reinforce the floors in his house for that shit. But, you know, on the bigger picture of that is the CIA could not for 20 fucking years. They didn't vet this fucking dude. Didn't figure out that he lied on his fucking resume. But then they expect us to believe all the shit that they put out with their intelligence briefs. Okay. Okay. Am I done? All right. Well, the Tactidoodle says I'm done. So we're going to wrap this one up. As always, y'all stay safe out there. Watch your sixes. And this has been Angry Time with Alf. I'm out.